Welcome to Holly the Cafe Boat Q&A edition. A couple of weeks ago we asked you guys to send in some questions for us, and you guys really showed up. First of all, to answer the question that nobody asked, we're having another little open weekend this weekend in the cafe. We're still in Coventry, having done the floating market last weekend, and we just sort of loved the place. So we've stayed like a week later than we thought we were going to. Let's start with an easy one.
Alright.
Joanna, your accent's so exotic. Where are you from?
I'm from Blackburn in Lancashire.
Question for you, William. Do you like growing up on a boat? Question for Vic. Do you think you'll ever live on land?
Yes. We've been... well, actually there's another question that I'll wait to fully unpack this answer. Cakes are out. Somebody asked, where can I get the recipe for the lemon drizzle?
Ah, right. Well, I get the recipe... well, I found it online and I've just made tweaks because I've made so many of them now. I've just been like tweaking it as I go. But I am going to put together a little collection of recipes, I think. Because people always ask about the lemon drizzle and about the other cakes. So that will be coming shortly. I promise. Just can't find time to do it right now.
William, do you want a sibling? That was another question. We'll defer to Dad.
Might as well. No, might as well roll on.
If we're lucky enough to have another, we would love to.
Vic, question for you. What's your go-to cafe order?
Oh, a flat white coffee, and if they've got cinnamon rolls, I'll take a cinnamon roll. If they had lemon drizzle, I would do that. I think from here, I'd probably go coffee and walnut. That might be mainly due to scarcity, in that it always sells out and I never get to try it.
I would probably go for a decaf cappuccino and anything chocolatey.
It's the end of a working day at the cafe. We've had a great time.
There's a Portuguese shop in the Canal Basin. We've been frequenting there quite a lot. They do really good custard tarts. But they also sell Superbock beer. And what could be more holiday-ish than going and sitting and having an alfresco Superbock by the sea, in this case Canal. I've got a question for you. What's the best and worst thing about working together? Be careful.
I think the best thing is, it's going to sound pretty soppy, but you just get to work with your best friend all day, which is really nice. But then the worst thing is, you sometimes just end up talking about work like a lot. But even if it's quite fun work to talk about, you know, you don't have quite as much of the like, so what did you do today kind of chat, because we already know everything that each other did.
Yeah, don't waste my time with that, Vic.
Come on, keep your head in the game.
What's the next business plan?
Yeah.
That's quite a nice and diplomatic answer.
Thank you. Nice and diplomatic. My middle name's... He's like, right, how old do I need to be until they get me on this?
Are you excited for milk in the sand?
Milk now is like, no.
Give me the good stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's never an easy time to leave Coventry, it seems. Just as we're getting ready to go, these guys are setting up. It seems really exciting. They're called Pangea Sculptor Group, or something like that. But they're doing a sculpture exhibition this week in the basin. But it's time for us to go, unfortunately.
One question we got is, have you made it out of Coventry Basin with the water levels being so low? And I think you'll find that out in real time. And we'll have the answer by the end of this video, I think.
Just turning around, and then I'm going to go back and get the canoe, which is a big bin canoe at the moment.
Vic's going to get the canoe now. I'll answer another question. What do we got? This one is, do I have any qualifications, like baking qualifications and things? The answer is no. The only qualifications I have are the health and safety ones, so like level 2 and level 3.
Got another one for you. What did we do before we did the boats?
We just worked a lot.
What did we work as?
Oh, television editors.
How did we meet?
We met in the edit, the only place editors meet.
How long have we been together?
Since 2014. 8 years.
That's not true. That can't be true. I think it's 2016.
Yeah, maybe. But I knew I loved you in 2014. Should we quickly say goodbye to our Portuguese family here?
Yeah.
We just came to say goodbye.
Oh, you leaving today?
Yeah. Those guys are so nice. They gave us some custard tarts for the road.
Oh, I'm so excited. That's great. Oh my word.
So all you collected today was it?
Yeah, this is all ours. It's embarrassing, yeah. No. Well, I'm going to use that excuse though. Yeah. A couple more impromptu questions from the people there. We're answering them all today.
Next question. This one's from Fran. Fran's husband wants to know, what coffee do you use to make, and I quote, the best coffee he's ever had?
Oh, goodness. Thank you, Fran's husband. It's Atkinson's coffee. They're based up in Lancaster.
What are we going to do when William starts walking, and how are we going to stop him jumping overboard?
I don't know actually. I think our policy and the only way we've been able to make this work so far has just been to sort of see what happens, don't plan too much, and kind of see what it's like when you get there. So I think that's our plan, is to sort of have no plan about it, if we're being honest. So we'll just have to see what it's like. Okay, Joanna, is it a juicy one for you? Someone wants to know, how do you manage dental and medical needs?
Well, it's pretty hard actually, but when I was pregnant there was obviously a lot of that going on, and we just like stayed in the area for a bit. Other than that, I don't know. Dental, I don't think we're registered anywhere. Just having a quick pit stop because I think something's stuck around the prop. What's your worst job on the boat?
This is close to it, but I think really, unless you've come up with something really clever, I think the toilet's always the least enviable part of boat life, isn't it?
Yeah.
No good way of dealing with that I've come across.
Someone asked us the question, Meatloaf would do anything for love, but he won't do that. What won't he do? I reckon it is deal with the toilet on a narrowboat. Whoa. Good job we've got a bin canoe to chuck all that in. But would you ever have one boat for both Holly and Zero, so have a boat you live in with a cafe in it?
Yeah, you know what? Yes, I would. At first I thought, it would be quite nice to have some kind of separation between your work life and your home life and stuff. Now I think, who were we kidding?
Yeah.
That we were going to have that just by having two boats. So yeah, probably would. We were moored up to a big 70-foot beast when we were in Coventry Basin. That made me think that 70 foot. That's
massive.
That's a lot of foot. Yeah, you could fit it on that.
And sort of coming from that question, do you think you've thought more about that because of like how difficult it's been to move two boats? Now we've got William, i.e. you're moving them both on your own. Oh gosh, going under a tree.
It's partly about moving the boats, but mostly it's just about always going like, oh, where's my wallet? And then like, oh, I left it on Zero, and then like going back to Zero, and then being like, oh, where's my thing? Oh no, I left it on Holly.
Yeah.
Like need duplicate versions of stuff. Not that it's not a big deal, but I mean it would be quite cool just to have one mega boat that you just slink around in. This is a bit of a fleet. Joe's just come and delivered me this lovely little salad.
If there was one thing you could change on Holly and one thing on Zero you could change to make life easier, what would it be?
Oh. I think on Holly it would be good to have like a little bit more space, and it would be cool to be able to have people on board. Basically it'd be cool to have a cafe on land.
Alright, and on Zero?
On Zero, I think maybe if it was going to be one thing, it would be just paint all the walls white. Just make it a bit brighter inside. I mean, that's a pretty easy one to change, so maybe while we're at it, extra 15 foot.
Good morning, sweetie. Oh.
I can hear Joe talking to William on the baby monitor. morning. I'm cycling back to the basin on an early morning mission to retrieve Holly and complete the migration of our fleet.
We're in the marina. Vic's just gone to pick up Holly. So he's doing like another day of boat moving. I'm just packing because we're going on a trip. But I thought I'll answer a couple more questions. So somebody asked if we can bake while we're underway. Yes, I did bake a couple of lemon drizzles while William was having a nap. So we're kind of killing two birds with one stone. Being able to move the boats and bake.
Just a little update on how these guys are getting on with the sculpture. Pretty quick work.
What's one thing that you regret from the DIY build?
Actually, probably not as much as I thought that I would. Because I really thought we were going to be full of regret. Maybe if I was doing it again, I think I would know that everything takes a bit longer and to spend more time over the woodwork.
I've repurposed a hat.
Thank you. A little spin. I'm about to canoe some bins. Goodbye, bins.
Wow, that is a lot of bins, isn't it?
Yeah. Too much, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nearly forgot the paddle, which would have been a real comedy situation. We're off, leaving the boats here for a couple of days to have a little bit of family time and get stuff done with the shop. First port of call though is to go and pay a visit to Simon in Coventry and see how he's getting on with the prints. That is amazing, isn't it?
Looks so good. And so this is like the bit of the progression of how Simon's like tweaked the colour just to get it as close a match to the original as possible. So this was the first go, and this it's not quite the same colour on the bridge there, but he's tweaked it like a few times, and then this is the print, which I think looks amazing. They look so good.
We just popped in to see Simon at the inkwell. He's been working on our prints.
And now we're on our way. Those prints are getting sent to Blackburn, and we're on our way there now to meet those prints and get them sorted for the shop.
Train question.
Yeah.
Does Holly do better or as you expected she would, and would you do it again?
That's a good one. I think Holly does better than we expected because we never expected to do the videos, and also we kind of thought that we'd do Holly the cafe boat as like a sabbatical year, sort of off from our careers, but I didn't think we would be off. We thought that it'd be our full-time job. I thought it'd be like a weekend, something to sort of work less and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
We managed to sort of turn it into a bit of a full-time job, so in that way it does a lot better than we expected, and I think that I would definitely do it again.
I would definitely do it again. I think it gave us a lot of confidence. It gave me a lot of confidence anyway in doing something that we'd like completing a task that we'd set out to do. That before we did it felt like too big. So I think now I would be much more likely to do either that again, like do it again, or something like it again, like something totally new, and know that we might actually like make a success of it. I think that's what it made me feel.
Watford Junction.
Are we?
Yeah.
That was so quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got another one.
Yeah.
How do you fund your life?
Yeah. I mean, our lifestyle was pretty fundable. It's from the cafe boat and from YouTube. Actually, YouTube give it, and Patreon.
But our life or lifestyle, you know, it's not the most expensive lifestyle. We continuous cruise for a reason, which is not to pay. We don't pay mooring fees. Our operation's pretty small. The cafe boat doesn't. We don't pay rent on that, and we don't pay staff wages. Costs are low, pretty much in all aspects of our life.
That was kind of how we tried to get it going on. That was the theory that we're putting to the test. Is can you just make things more affordable by like not having a car and putting more time into stuff that's less convenient?
We are here in idyllic Lancashire. And guess who else is here? It's the Prince. I'm actually so excited to look at these. Ready? Ta-da! And what we're doing today is we're framing them. So we're going to sell them all mounted and framed already. And the Prince is going to stay up here with my little sister, Jess, who you may remember from a video last year.
Introduce yourself, Jess.
My name is Jess and I'm Joe's sister.
And some of your strengths and weaknesses.
Oh, my strengths are that I'm nice. My weakness is that I'm just not assertive enough.
She's going to sort of take care of all the processing all the orders, so sending everything out and packaging everything up. So we're just getting a bit of a head start for her here.
But we might have to go inside because it's just started raining.
Protect the Prince at all costs.
Let's get framing. So, just to clarify what we're getting out of the box now, they're not the original prints. They are the prints of the prints.
There's prints and there's originals. The originals, there's only 10 of each one, and because of how lino printing works, that's like the only 10 of them that there's ever going to be. First one in.
Okay, first one done.
Looks good.
Yeah, looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I can see why your fingers hurt. Oh no. Don't even know if I've got one in me.
You ready for this question?
Yes.
This comes from Annie.
Right.
Are you always rethinking the ideal configuration of your lifestyle? Especially now with William. 2 boats might become 1 boat that's both home and cafe. Or the best of both worlds, you could restore a canal-side boathouse or build a tiny house and moor the cafe boat and trade in front and travel when the mood and season is right. There's a follow-up question to that, but I'll ask that first.
Yes, we are. Yeah, and especially I think because we're doing something that's not, people wouldn't say it's not the norm. I guess people would say alternative. It makes you question it even more because, as well, like other people question it more, like, oh, wouldn't you be better in a house with William, or like, wouldn't you be better doing this? And like even in the comments and things like that, with people we speak to on other boats who are thinking similar things. So it's quite hard to just like choose it and stick to it.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah, well said.
Yeah.
And the follow-up question is it freeing or exhausting to think like this?
It's absolutely exhausting. It is pretty exhausting, but in the best way, because it is just a product of being quite free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice problems to have.
Yeah.
It's 3 down.
We should just bob some music on and settle in for the day with this.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's all of them now mounted and framed with help from Mum and Dad.
On the road again. We're in London, just outside Euston Station, just stopped for a little pit stop. There's all these little food stalls behind me just outside the station, so we just stopped at one for a little vegetable samosa and a sit down. Welcome to the Regents Canal down in London. We're near Islington, if that means anything to anyone. Sort of like Eastish London.
Yeah.
And this is where we used to hang about on our boat back when we had 1 boat and we used to work in London. And the culture here, canal-wise, is very different to how it is on everywhere else on the network. People sort of moor up double-breasted, very sort of casually. People sort of like sometimes triple-breasted. You just find a space wherever you've got it. And I wouldn't want to speak for everybody down here, but I would say that there's a less emphasis on the history of the canals here. People are living on boats as just like another option, as somewhere to live. If they can put up with the palaver that comes with living on boats, they might do it for cheaper rent.
Oh, I know you. You do YouTube? No.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Yeah, I watched you before I came on Narrowboat.
Oh no way.
Yeah. We're just starting a band up here.
Sounds great.
Oh, thank you.
It's another day, another train for us. We're on our way back to the boats. Quite a big part of our life is just not having a car. So getting around by train, public transport, and our legs and two wheels. That's actually why we came down to London, to have a look at some cargo bikes. So far inconclusive, but we're on the hunt. So we hope you enjoyed the Q&A. Subscribe if you're new and if you want to see more, and we'll see you next week. I'm getting in everyone's way.
We were actually planning for the end of this video to be us riding our cargo bikes off into the sunset back to the boats, but it didn't quite work out that way this time. So we're ending it here with another train ride, but thanks a lot for watching.
Thanks for travelling the country with us this week.
Yeah. Give us a like if you liked it and a subscribe if you're new. And we'll see you on the next one. Yeah.
Towing. Why don't you tow the boats? That's probably the most asked question.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Truth is, it's a bit of a palaver. I was going to make a whole separate video about it, about water dynamics and all the reasons why it's a bit of a palaver, but you don't really make any fuel saving. I know that some people think, oh, you'd halve your fuel costs, but it doesn't really work that way because both the engines are just sized to the boats that they're on, so you just burn twice as much fuel towing another boat. And it makes it a bit of a faff with people going past, stuff like that.
And doing it on your own.
Doing it on your own, yeah.
Alright, now it is goodbye.
Isn't that weird?
Peace out. Test 1, 2, sound check. And action!
So we've come up to Blackburn, and what else is here? Let me go start again. So
And it works with lino prints, which means he's got it's the negative version of whatever you're putting on, if that even makes any sense. It won't do because I don't even understand the process fully myself.
I can't even think about explaining it. But it's basically the reverse, and then it keeps on being the reverse.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
The ultimate treasure, the camera strap.